between Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago again, Baltimore, Washington. I got back to Houston. So let's say I resurfaced at the end of the decade in 89. Then I got called back to D.C. in 92. Got custody of my daughter. And I've been back ever since. So travels and a need. Because at that time, you were a talent that general managers and salespeople believe you could help deliver their product. And the bottom line, of course, is still the bottom line.
Money. They had to make some money.
Absolutely. So I learned how to sell on air, and I began to use those talents to increase other people's bottom line, and I didn't do too bad myself.
What would you say to people right now? We're looking at a world right now that 50,000 people have podcasts. Everybody has a podcast. What would you say? You've got people going to school for communications. As a matter of fact, we're in, right here on the campus of Texas Southern University.
True.
And you've got people who are going to school for radio. I don't even know if they're going for radio anymore.
Yes, they are.
But
They still are.
But the radio industry has changed. It's changing.
It has changed.
And we who help teach that are changing with that. So
Yes.
we're
So
preparing
what are we
them.
doing? What are
Right.
you doing? What are we preparing them to do now?
They
Even
still
journalism is changing.
Journalism has changed.
Well, we're combining their social media skills with communication skills, so we're having better content and conversations. So there's also the community service aspect that a lot of people don't know, and we're helping them build relationships. So I could have a big radio station that may not have a lot of numbers, but I'm making money because I've built these relationships. So we're teaching these young folk how to sell, how to be themselves, how to become entrepreneurs, and to present themselves in a public space. Know a little bit about everything and find your groove and get there.
But they're expecting to be stars. They're expecting to be big major radio, television celebrities, podcast, YouTube celebrities overnight. You know how that is.
If they're gifted to have that one spark that hits like that, they won't be in a class that I'm teaching with Val Wilson, because that's not reality. That's one of those things that happen in life. Those shining stars for a flicker, and then you're gone, and no one taught you how to take that money that you did make and invest in something else, or put something to the side for a rainy 2, 3, 4 years, because you may never get back to that, because you were never taught how to balance this ego-driven, egotistical, really, really, really fake era.
So you can't stay number one. You can't stay number one all the time forever at the number one slot on Billboard.
No,
not at all.
No, you can't.
And excuse me, Don, if I could, and if the product isn't that good, you won't become what we have become in this room, a timeless classic.
Bam.
See, you can play a My Girl by the Temptations, and all the little white girls and white boys and white people to this day still sing it.
Yes.
Right. My Girl,
Right.
1965.
Right.
This is 2025. What you can't go anywhere and play "I Feel Good" from James Brown without somebody saying "da na 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 na." What is that? That's a timeless classic. So if you don't learn the backstories, back history, if you don't learn how to get into a system and learn how to put your beats in a certain way, or make them just even as a background sound, and someone will say, "What is this melody? Who is that? Let me Shazam this, because this is good." You're just making noise, and it's temporary noise, Doc, because we've gone through a whole season of temporary artists who make temporary noise.
Let me read these text messages.
Yeah, what are they saying?
We don't have any calls.
Okay, what are they saying?
This is.
They're listening to
exactly.
They listen to Larry.
That's right.
I call him Brother Larry.
Yeah, that's why we don't have any calls, because this is good conversation. But we do have text messages. Good morning, top of the day to you, to the city of Houston and KTSU, to the First Lady of Talk Radio.
Hey. Oh, go ahead and say your name. That's all right.
Love it.
It's all right to say your name.
I know, right? Two extraordinary men voices. God said, be ready, willing, and able at all times. Funky Larry, You're a man who can reach people that Dr. Ed can't. We are all disciples of God. The political Christian cowboy / biker JR.
Jay.
Okay, here was another one. Uh-oh. Ask Uncle Funky what happened to Joe Martell. Who was that?
Joe Martell was a member of Doc Kilgore's morning show. Joe did amazing voices. Joe was a part of HISD. Joe is related to Pam Wells. I wasn't aware
Really?
that there was, it's like first or second cousin. I don't know that. I haven't had a chance to speak to Joe in some time, but he had some hilarious bits when Mr. T was big and Joe had 1,000 voices. He went on to become a school teacher, I think. But he was a part of that original Magic 102 team that had a standard of excellence that was just unbelievable in America. If you didn't come through Houston, you really didn't come through. We were special. Even me.
Oh my goodness!
It was like a team full of Michael Jordans, and it's like, oh, you gonna let me play with y'all? What? Okay.
You know, I got the opportunity, of course, talking to Larry Jones, but also I got the opportunity of getting to know Wash Allen too. Well, and how old is Wash?
Wash is probably mid-70s, something
He's
like
older
that.
than that.
I don't know. But he's another one of those guys that were here before I got here, Doc, but I was a big fan. I'm still a big fan.
I told Don the story about Wash Allen and me and Sandra. He was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And when Sandra was alive, of course, when we were young, and Sandra and I would sit in the front seat of the car and listen to Wash Allen's show on late night, sitting on Lake Erie.
I'm Wash Allen, and I have a confession.
That's it.
Hi, Wash. Caller one. What's your...
But wait a minute. When I moved here, he came on in the afternoons, and I would try to do my schedule so I could be free in the afternoons to hear his show because it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Wash had TV shows way back in the day, but
But he would go through these, and he would go through these banquets and everything else.
Yeah.
It didn't have much TV lighting. You know, the TV light, the lighting was. I'm not going to talk about what Wash. Yes, it was. The lighting was horrible, and he would go through but he would get the picture, and he would stop and talk to people, and the show would be on like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning,
still does.
and would be a hit.
Yeah.
It's still people watched it.
Doc, it's still on.
Oh my goodness,
it's still on. But that team, Michael Harris, Wash Allen, Don Sam, Ralph Cooper.
Yeah.
These were the communicators of the AM era here in Houston who did it like nobody's business.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my God. I
remember first coming to Houston, and that's who I was listening to.
Yeah. I mean, so we stand on great shoulders, and it's a city that has always had great communication, great conversations about a wide variety of things. But you came in this morning with the white nationalist and the Bible.
You know, that's been bothering me.
I want you
Larry.
to hold that thought.
What?
Hold that thought, because we're going to dive into that on the last half of the show. But right now, we got to take a break.
Oh, okay. Don't nobody go anywhere right now. Hit me up on Instagram, Ed Montgomery 1, or hit some of my videos that I just dropped. Matter of fact, I just dropped a thing on white Christian nationalism on YouTube this past Sunday. So hit me up on YouTube and all the other spaces, or edmontgomery.net. Leave me an email and let me know what's going on.
Doc,
what?
Can I sign it out?
Yeah.
You're listening to The Shift on 90.9 KTSU.
The Shift with Ed Montgomery will be right back on The Choice 90.9 KTSU, your community station.
All right, we're back in. Hello, you're listening to The Shift with Ed Montgomery, a.k.a. Dr. Ed, with Donna Franklin right here with me, and my special, I don't like to call him special guest. I'm getting ready to say my co-host, all right? I was getting ready to say that.
Your nutcase.
And
The last person
Uncle
anything
Funky.
would be saved.
Uncle Funky.
He did it.
Lawrence Gregory Jones.
I told Pastor I was going to
Funky
be
Larry Jones,
his
huh?
stealth minister, Donna. We go out play. You can't be. You ain't. What you know about Jesus? You in the club. I said, sit down. Let me get you to Christ.
Ain't that something? Let me read this text message.
What you
Good
got?
afternoon, Miss Donna and Dr. Ed. And of course, one of my favorite funky DJ, Mr. Larry. I met Larry at a Parliament concert.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to talk about them concerts because there was some concerts.
funny backstory behind
I
that.
know, right? He had on a cowboy boots. Was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
I said,
I started wearing
man,
them because
I'm
of
going
that.
to get me a pair. This is Coach John from the 3rd Ward 49ers. I have been a fan of Larry for over 40 years, and I want to say thank you, my brother and friend. Be blessed. I am a supporter. This is the good part.
Yeah.
I am a supporter of KTSU. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And now
Coach. Appreciate
you.
you.
have a phone call.
All right, let me go ahead and take a call before I go any further here. Hello, caller, live on the air with Ed Montgomery.
Wait a minute. They just hung up. Yeah.
Don't do me like that. Don't leave me like that. But that gives me a chance to shout out. The band.
Oh, that ALC
The
band?
ALC band. About a month ago, I was talking to Rick Marcel. I was in a restaurant. Rick Marcel came up, and actually it was with Yolanda Adams, and we were sitting there, and Rick Marcel came up and just started talking. And Rick can talk. Believe me, Rick can talk. And Rick was saying all these things, and then he finally told me. He says, "Do you remember that day, that Sunday, you allowed me to do the Star Spangled Banner on the stage?" I said, "Yeah." He said, you let me do the Star Spangled Banner the way I wanted to do the Star Spangled Banner. And you told me, do it like, what's that famous Star Spangled Banner with the guitars?
Jimi
Hendrix. He said, you said, go like Jimi Hendrix. And I said, you want me to really go that way? I said, right here on this stage. He took that video. I said, and he took it and he wound up with, who's he playing for? After
After he left Prince?
the Isley Brothers.
Oh, Isley, yes.
And he wound up, it was that tape that took him to the Isley Brothers.
Rick Marcel, by the way, was with Prince for a number of years, in case you didn't know or don't know who Rick is. You got another shout out to do, Doc, and that band was so special. Corey, the music capability of Corey, I don't know where these guys learned. I don't even know where these guys learned what they learned. Yeah.
But they were out there.
They were.
They were out there. Mark Taylor came from a deep church background. And he could play the old folks' songs, but he also could play anything new. Mark could hear a song and play it within seconds.
Wasn't he a music director for one of the great gospel artists? I can't remember her name.
Yes.
sure
She sung
someone-
Masters, the tempest is raging, and the billows are tossing high.
Someone will text us.
Yeah, they'll text us. They'll tell us who it is.
Tell me about your bass player, Patrick.
Patrick, huh?
Hold that thought because you have a phone call.
Oh, I got a phone call. Hello, caller. You're live on the air with Ed Montgomery. What's your first name and what's on your mind?
Hello, Dr. Ed.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's on your mind?
Hey, Funky Larry Jones.
Oh, Emilion White, how are you, sir?
Oh, this is
I'm
Amelia?
good, man.
Yes, I know
Hey,
E.
we grew up together.
Yes, we
Doc.
did.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell my age, but we grew up together. I've been jamming with you since way back in the day. Hey, but Doc, my question is about journalism and radio personalities. With this new system of authoritarianism, how's that going to work? I mean, y'all created a following and a platform just being who you were. Now they're monitoring what you can say. How do you create a following now?
Thank you, Million. I appreciate it. Larry, I got to get up into you.
It's not easy, but you don't have to be a Joe Rogan, but you have to have a little swag in your game. There's something about you that's got to be appealing, and there's something that's got to a little crazy. But you've got to stay in your game. You've got to read more than ever, and you've got to take some chances. You have to be a little edgy. But if you're gonna be respected, you must tell the truth. So you want to build a character. This is truly showtime at the Apollo, and I am going to become some phenomenal thing in my head that my imagination says, you know what? I'm going to do this, do that, do this. I may wear some of the funkiest clothes. I might listen to some of the most obscure music. I may become the reimbursement of a name that no one knows but us, a new Frankie Crocker, if you will, Emilian. But you've got to be a show. And you got to have all the bells and whistles with it, and you got to be a little crazy, and you got to be loud, and you got to be in the streets. That means you'll take it out wherever you want, all up and down Alameda. Did you see that boy with that bass drum? And he had on one cowboy hat and a balloon tied to his wrist, and he got a podcast called "I Ain't Crazy, But I Know the Truth." Join me at 2:00 on wherever you get your podcast, and somebody gonna watch him.
Was that Funky? Was that what Funky Larry was? Did it begin as a character? Did Funky Larry Jones begin as a character?
I added some to that name, but yes and no.
Okay.
That's another. But for this era, he truly would have been a character.
Okay.
And he would have been things people hated, and some people still do, but that's okay too. But that era would have been in this to that or from now to the new then. Yeah, you've got to be extraordinarily neat to get into this niche because, as Doc said, everybody's got one, but is there any substance to it? And who are you talking with? Are your guest Antifa? Are your guest Acorn? Are your guest who's your guest? What you changing? Who are you talking to? What you going? Are you going to finally fix the potholes that God bless Mayor Whitmire said he was going to do? And then are you going to put your rainbow stripes in the middle of Montrose and then pick them up and then put them back down again?
They don't care about potholes. They care about taking the stripes off the street in Montrose.
So do your podcast from Montrose
right.
By the stripes but Emilian, the true answer is that you've got to become a character.
Yeah.
Or you can be the goodest of good, but there's a lot of good. Maybe you can sneak your good in. Off the top of my head, I didn't give any real thought to this, but you have to be unusually different.
Yep.
And have to have some sort of game.
Yeah,
we all know Charlie Kirk was a game, but the game played well for those who were into those foul things I thought he said.
Of course, I did too.
But it played well to a group that believed that. So what are you going to do in this era? Find you a corner and believe that you believe and start banging, if that's what you're going to do. And that takes a lot of energy. You got to have some money for that. You got to have the equipment, and God knows you have to have the time.
And you got to have a thick skin.
And you got to, oh, Lord have mercy, do you have to?
I'm going to let Emilian go. Emilian, you still there?
No, he's gone.
Okay, he's gone. Good.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to take another call.
Those are the oddities of the era. Or you can go down the what's my favorite PBS show? The History Channel. You can do the History Channel stuff, or discover all these unknown black facts that we're just learning about. These treasures beyond history.
But I'm so glad they're bringing those out.
Yes,
because we need to know
Yes.
Oh, these historical treasures.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, we have to have it.
Absolutely.
We have got to have that now. Even in Sunday services, I would not be standing up just preaching a sermon or anything like that. I'm going to give week after week some historical gem that's going to be. You got to teach history.
Hey Doc.
Yeah.
We just learned about the Moors.
Really?
Yeah. Had heard of them, but did not know how powerful of a being that whole entity was.
But you see, that's what we were talking about Christian nationalism. Most people don't realize that philosophy was there in the very beginning of the Constitution, as well as in the beginning of the Civil War. Right after the Civil War, the daughters of the Confederacy.
Yes.
That's what white Christian nationalism was, and they taught it to the children of that generation. That's where all the Confederate statues came from, so that America would not forget that the South will rise again. And they took that phrase, the South will rise again, they took it from Christianity. Christianity, just as what they spoke of Jesus rising again, they connected with the South will rise again, and that's how they connected politics, bigotry, along with religion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
And learning all this. But I'm with you, Donna. Their Instagram page after page after page of wonderful facts that we didn't know.
How they can reach you on Instagram, by the way? I just want to make sure I get that in.
Everything is Uncle Funky.
Uncle Funky. You can reach him on Instagram. Hit him up on Instagram.
Let me tell you something. On I think I don't know if it's Sunday night or Saturday. That's when he put something new out. I forgot what day it is because I don't know.
When do you put things new?
Well, and my Facebook page is Lawrence Gregory.
On
but
his Instagram?
Oh, that's Lawrence Gregory on Facebook.
Yes.
That's for the older people.
But on Instagram, you got to follow Dr. Ed.
Yeah.
He brings some stuff.
Yeah.
So here goes another thing. This is to you, Uncle Funky. Ask Funky to speak on Pop, Prop, and Kashmir Stage Band. I was a percussionist, congos with Lawrence Overshawn, R.I.P. Nickname was Plucky.
Going back to Dr. Conrad and that amazing stage band at Kashmir. That you know who comes out of that school? He didn't go to school there, but Kyle Turner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Carmouche. One of the most amazing.
Another saxophonist on our album.
Yeah. Aggregation.
Yeah.
But to finish your band, we did Pat. Did we talk about Pat?
We didn't talk about Patrick.
Patrick Trippett.
Tibbet, yep. Patrick.
Bass in your face.
Just call him Kansas City Chiefs. That's all. He'll be happy.
Patrick would get so caught up sometimes playing that bass that he would throw that. You talk about these rock stars throwing their guitars down. Patrick would throw the bass down, and the place would go crazy when he would do. Oh, there was. I don't like. Well, I do like to say. It was church, but there were also theatrics involved.
It was.
There was drama.
Yeah.
There was theatrics. There was dance. It was a combination. I called it Northern Church, but we had everything was in there. People said, "Oh, these guys are just playing church." I said, "No, we just having a ball, just enjoying our lives."
Y'all listen to this text.
Yeah.
White nationalist Christianity is a made-up term by black theology. Drop the mic.
Well, no.
I don't believe that it was either.
No, they're not going. And I understand what they're saying. They're saying it, but they're not going back far enough. White Christian nationalism, first of all, you got to take the word nationalism. In other words, that goes back into the beginning of what they consider to be of America, of this corporation that you call, that's making a whole lot of money, that's called America. Christian is not the followers of Jesus Christ. Christian is the business aspect that's used to manipulate something. That's Christianity Incorporated. That's the religious background.
Because you know who we are?
Huh?
We are believers.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're believers.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that we're believing. See, that's why I changed my term to a follower of Jesus Christ in his teachings. Now, argue with that.
You can. How you going to argue with that? Well, some people might.
Well, people say, well, what is, but see, here's what they're doing. They're flipping these definitions. It's the woke thing. They're flipping this definition.
Wait a minute.
Black folk came up with woke.
But wait, and then other people took that woke thing and it just became something stupid.
Will you please play Teddy Pendergrass?
I know.
Which one?
Wake up, everybody.
Wake up, everybody.
That's
Okay, here we go.
my woke.
Here goes.
Fine, Teddy.
You need to hear this, Dr. Ed. Today's show is so good, I had to take my midday break to tune in uninterrupted. Thank you for listening.
Appreciate you.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, when you have the guest on that, I'm just humbled sitting over here. I'm humbled sitting over here. I'll tell you another story. When we dropped our first album, we couldn't get certain people to play our album.
Of course not.
We couldn't get them to play our album. And we wanted to get some national play on our album. And so we couldn't get them to play our album. And so what we did, me and Uncle Funky got on BET. We had a weekly broadcast on BET.
Yep.
And I said, Larry, I want you to interview me on this album. He said, okay.
Yeah.
So Larry gets on the show, and we tape it. Travis gets behind the camera himself, and we tape this show, and he's interviewing me. Well, tell me about this song right here. Of course, Uncle Funky knows every single one of the songs. So tell me, how did that come about? And we came about and everything, and we talked about it. And so we said at the end of the show, and now call this number, and but more than anything, call your DJ. Call your local DJ and say, you have to play this thing. They played that song all over the country. I think, the person that was trying to stop us got upset about it. But
Well, we had some friends back then, Donna, who owed me a favor.
sure
And,
did.
and all I ever ask anyone is to listen. And if you hear what I hear, then just like William Beckton came to me with his song, Encourage. And that's how that started when we were in D.C. So it's a relationship thing that we talked about. But this band had a heartbeat by the name of Ernest Walker.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Ernest, did we?
I was just going
You
through the
know
lineup.
Ernest Walker. You know Ernest Walker, Donna?
You were so funny.
Yeah, I think I kind of.
Chris's brother.
I think I heard
Chris,
about
that's
it.
Chris's brother.
You,
Yeah.
the Walker brothers.
Right. Yeah.
Ernest has a quartet feel. Ernest has this quartet beat. And but Ernest can play on them drums anything rhythm. Ernest can play
Baby.
anything.
And you want me to tell you what's so amazing about watching him play the drums? I'm always watching the artists and how they move, and especially those that direct. So I'm watching him on the drums, keeping the beat, because the drum is the heartbeat of the band.
Right.
So he's keeping the beat, but he's directing everybody.
Exactly.
He's directing all of those players. And you know who else is amazing with that?
Who's that?
Dave Koz. I watched
amazing.
Dave Koz. Dave Koz directs with his foot.
Yeah.
And they follow him with I was like, wow, you have to watch these artists and how they direct. That is so amazing to me.
That's why we've all encouraged you whenever you can get out and see a show live.
Yeah.
Whatever your
yeah.
particular style of music
Right.
is, see a live show because it's enlightening and it's a great
It is.
learning experience.
It really is.
It's wonderful. So that was the old ALC band, and they had some old crust dude on them bringing them on. We used to have so much fun.
I have to do this. I
What?
have to do this.
What you got to do?
Hello, my name is Zion. I've been laid off for 5 months,
Yeah.
and I've really been enjoying your show, Dr. Ed.
This is one of the reasons why we do what we do, especially doing the show that we do right now, is to also make you laugh, to encourage you, because there's enough out there in that world that would keep you pressed down and keep your image pressed down.
Yeah.
And what we're about is about building your image and making you helping you to realize that you are unique and there's nobody in this world like you.
Yeah. I'm a living testimony.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't have gotten any more deep in the toilet than me. Seriously. And there were two men of God who both reached down and retched me out, as the old folk would say. One is Dr. Ed, the other one is Bishop James Dixon. They have both sown into me to where I know I'm alive today. Because they were like, Larry, you're going down the wrong road, brother. When you going to get off that exit, man? Take the next exit and get off, Larry. Lawrence Jones. Boy, you got brakes on that car. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to stop it right here. I thank you so much, Uncle Funky,
Yes, sir.
Funky Larry Jones,
Him.
Lawrence Gregory.
All of them.
Thank you so much for being with us on this show today. This is going to be a classic show. I will air this again. I will air this again. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
and
Doc.
if there's anybody that's listening right now, how can they reach you? Of course, on Instagram.
Everything is Uncle Funky.
Uncle Funky.
And on Facebook, it's Dr. Lawrence Gregory Jones.
All right. And they can drop you a
And
note.
every Saturday between 2 and 6 o'clock, I host the Ultimate Backyard Party on 90.9 KTSU.
Oh, well, of course we have to say that. So
Yes.
that's great. Donna, and how do they reach you on other places?
I just work.
Well, you know, you can hit me up on Ed Montgomery 1 on Instagram. Let me know if you enjoyed this show. And to all of you who called, and thank you so much for being who you are. I do it because of you. I do it because I love who you are and realize you are the ones that make this thing work. It is not me. I'm just the host. All I do is just open up the airwaves. Make sure you keep doing what you're doing. When you get tired of being down, put on your dancing shoes and dance. Love you. Have a great day.